Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So based on the fact that this is a booktube channel, you can already tell that one of my biggest passions is reading. But one of my other biggest passions has always been music. And for the past almost 4 years, I have been really big on the K-pop scene, and I figured it would be really fun to do a video where I relate the books that I've read to some of the K-pop albums that I own. So I'm very excited and very enthused to be filming this video for you today. I really hope you enjoy, and let's get started! So the first K-pop album and book that I would like to relate are Treasure EP1 All to Zero by ATEEZ and The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. And I know what you're thinking, that like pirates? Greek gods? Where? But hear me out. Not only the first Treasure EP, I have the other ones down here. This kind of, the storyline all behind it is kind of like going on a journey and like discovering like who you are, like what is your treasure, discovering what really brings you passion and what you really care for in life. And The Lightning Thief is very much so a journey of kind of the beginning of Percy's self-discovery of why he's always been different, why he hasn't always fit in, and now he finally has a place like Camp Half-Blood where he finally belongs and where he can finally be himself without care of what people around him are thinking. And so I really just thought these two storylines kind of fit together. Not to mention the vibe, like Uncle Rick, if you're watching this, whoever does the music score for the Lightning Thief TV show, just a little idea, this would slap. So the next pairing I do not have the actual physical book with me. I lent it out to a friend to borrow, but I do still have the book sleeve, and that is Felix Ever After, and I am relating this book to the album It's Icy by ITZY. Please help me. Looking at the English translations of their title track, Icy, it really shows a deep story of being uniquely you no matter what other people say around you. For example, quotes are, they keep talking, I keep walking, don't care what they say, no one can stop us now. These quotes are all very like uplifting and self-empowering, and that's something that I really see a huge part of when reading Felix Ever After. And I don't know about you, but the ending scene of this book, I could totally see, if it were turned into a movie, them playing Icy during that scene. Just because it's such a like happy, carefree, like love yourself kind of vibe, and I really just think these two go together so well, and I would love to see it happen. Please make it happen. The next book I would like to talk about is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, and I love this book, and I will be relating this book to one of my favorite K-pop albums of all time, honestly, and that is Remember Us Youth Part 2 by Day 6. And both of these, between the album and the book, are a complete roller coaster of emotions. They drag you through happiness, through pain, through jealousy, through disgust, through sadness, through sheer just pain. Both the album and the book really just kind of portray a whole big spectrum of emotions. And honestly, they just vibe really well together. And not gonna lie, I think Mateo would probably love Day 6. Like, honestly, let's be honest here, he would. Okay, the next book I'll be talking about is Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I have heavily annotated. And for this one, I will be relating this book to the K-pop album Plus Plus by Luna. None other than the Luna. Honestly, this one is just mostly for the vibe that both the book and the album gave me. I just feel like they would fit together like seamlessly. Listening to the album while you read the book, that sounds like a roller coaster. Don't try this at home, kids. But also, some of the lyrics of the title track of this album, Hi Hi, read, "Take me away even further in my dreams, make my heart race, a little bit more, have strength. This shouldn't be easy, love is cruel." These relate to like the main character's struggle of being in a relationship together, having to hide that entire relationship, and the fear of being outed not only to their family but to the entire world. And I feel like Hi Hi and just this entire album is so kind of comforting. So I feel like both the album and the book kind of really fit the concept of like happiness in the moment, but kind of the distant dreading fear in the future. This next relation is honestly almost self-explanatory. Like if you've read the book and heard the album, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that would be The Hunger Games and the album I Am Not by Stray Kids. So obviously we all know what The Hunger Games is about. Like the citizens of Panem and the districts are each like forced to kind of fit into each mold that has been created for them. Like, oh, if you're in District 12, you have to become a coal miner when you're older. Or like, I don't remember the other districts right now, but that's besides the point. You know what I'm talking about. And then it kind of turns into Katniss joining the Hunger Games and becoming the beacon of rebellion for everyone to follow. So that little like rebelling against the system really reminded me of the whole concept of I Am Not, which is basically breaking out of the laid down system and kind of becoming your own person. Like, I am not who you make me out to be. I am not who you force me to be. I am my own person. So I really thought that these two just worked really well together. These two pairings are kind of more like a personal thing for me because they are Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda and the album The Park in the Night Part 1 by GWSN. And if you don't know anything about my taste in K-pop, this is my all-time favorite girl group. I learned all of their names literally the day their debut music video came out, and I was hooked from then on, and I've loved them forever since. They're not one of the most popular groups, but their music is so like soothing and comforting, and it honestly just feels like they're wrapping you in like a giant warm hug. And honestly, whenever I feel stressed out or distressed, or like if I'm in an awkward situation, the first thing I can is listen to this album because it's just that comforting for me. And then Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda was one of my first ever like favorite books. And I read this book multiple times. Like, I read it once in an entire day. And so both of these are just really big comfort things for me, and I feel like they just go so well together. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel it. So the next book to album pairing I'll be talking about is Scythe and Universe the Black Hall by Pentagon. It's upside down. Universe the Black Hall by Pentagon. Although the title track of this album is very much so a song about love, it kind of highlights the pains and the struggles of loving someone too much. The main voice of the title track, Dr. Bebe, is kind of struggling between like, should I continue to love you even if it's hurting me, or should I do what's best for myself and for everyone else? And I feel like in the book Scythe, Citro and Rowan kind of go through that same kind of process of like, should I do what's best for myself or should I do what's best for everyone else? Which is honestly an incredibly hard burden. These kids are brave. These two vibe really well together. Also, stan Pentagon. They need more fans. They deserve it. Please go listen to Dr. Bebe. The next book I will be speaking about is Wicked Fox, and the album I am relating this one to is Love Yourself Tear by the one, the only BTS. And this was one of my favorite albums back when it came out. It was actually the album that got me into BTS, so it kind of holds a special place in my heart. And both of these are very dark. Even though they are very dark, they're kind of like interlaced and interwoven with little fractions and little snippets of happiness and of hope and of carefreeness. In the end, they both kind of end with like a clean slate, a do-over, like a way to start again. And so I think that these two both just fit very nicely together. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, if they make Wicked Fox into a K-drama, these songs on here would fit so well. I am talking about you, outro tier, specifically you. The last book and album I will be talking about, it's almost a little bit satire, but it is Twilight and NCT #127, their debut album. And okay, my reasoning is, hear me out, even though conceptually not even near the same thing, I feel like with these, you either love them or you hate them. Like seriously, if you haven't heard Fire Truck, go listen to it, and when you listen to it, you're either gonna fall head over heels in love or you're absolutely going to despise it. And I feel like that's just what happens with both this album and this book. No one ever is like, yeah, it's okay. And it's, you love it or you hate it. That's all I have to say about these. Okay, and that concludes my book and K-pop album comparison video. And I really hope that, although this was a different kind of video that's not too often seen on booktube, I still hope that everyone enjoyed it and that I can continue to make more videos about K-pop in the future. Maybe I could go over like my collection one day, or I can do like reaction videos. I mean, I never thought I'd become a reaction channel, but I also never thought I'd become a booktuber, so honestly anything's possible. Just let me know if you'd love to see more of my booktube and K-pop content. Also, I have a couple links in the description regarding current world problems that I think are very important and that I think you should educate yourself on. Crisis in Yemen, the Black Lives Matter movement, and many more really important things that really need attention right now. So if you could take a couple minutes to check out those links, I would really appreciate it a lot. So once again, thank you for watching my video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!